Good afternoon, class. Thank you. You can sit down. Right, we are going to look at simple interest today. And but before that, we'll have to look at the homework you were given in the previous lesson. You were asked to complete a table on profit, loss, cost price, and selling price, and also do questions, I think, 2 to 6. Am I correct? Okay. For letter A, if the profit is 30 kina, then the selling price will be 150 kina. And the percentage profit is 25%. That's for number 1. Okay, this time we'll start from the back. Livingston. Your answers to be, you have to give all the missing numbers, all the missing values. So letter B.
Selling price is 1,470 and profit loss is 2%.
Loss percentage is 2%, not profit loss. Correct? Okay, letter C. Patrick.
Selling price 85. Profit percentage 750.
I didn't hear.
Selling price 85 and profit percentage 750.
Are you saying the right thing? Or? It's letter C we are looking at. Selling price is 10 kina 75 toy. Which one are you? Is that the one you are giving?
Yes.
Cost price is 10 kina, selling price is 10 kina 75 toya. You must have written the wrong one. And then the percentage profit is 7.5. Gabriel, letter D.
The profit is 3 kina 60 and the percentage is percentage of the profit is 9%.
Good. Lester, next, E.
$525 loss. Percentage 15% loss.
Okay, 525 kina loss, 15% loss. All right, letter F. Kila.
Selling price is 71 kina 40. Profit 11 kina 40. And profit percentage is 19%.
Okay, can you give us the selling price again, please?
71 kina 40.
71 kina?
40.
40 toya. Okay, 71 kina 40 toya is the selling price. The profit is 11 kina 40 toya. Good. Siegfried, letter G.
Selling price is 667 kina 50 and loss is 82 kina 50.
Okay, did you all hear that? Okay. Letter H.
The cost price is 150 kina with a profit of 12 kina.
Okay, good. I, Jake.
The cost price is 1,885.96 and the loss is 264 kina 4 toya.
Okay. Did you all hear it? Yes. Okay, Jake, you'll have to repeat. Maybe I'll write it on the board.
Cost price is 1,885 kina 96 toya.
1,885
885 and 96 toya.
96 toya. Okay, loss is
The loss is 264 kina 4 toya.
4 toya. Okay, that's letter I. Letter J. Cost price.
Cost price is 280 kina and 7.5% profit.
Okay. Letter K. Daniel.
The cost price is 140 kina. Percentage loss is 42 and 6 over 7%.
42 and 6 over 7%, all right? Any questions? Letter I. Okay, you are told that there is a selling price of 2,150 kina. So, selling price is given 2,150 kina. We do not know what the cost price is. We do not know what the loss is. But we know that the loss percentage is 14%. So remember the formula that I gave? Loss percentage is equal to the cost price minus the selling price over the cost price multiplied by 100. Okay, loss percentage is 14. Cost price we do not know. So if I make it X, the selling price we know is 2,150. Cost price I do not know. I multiply all of that by 100. That will at least give us the cost price, and when we know the cost price and the selling price, we can work out what the profit or the loss will be. Is it clear? Because when you make a loss, the cost price is more than the selling price. So if I multiply through by X, I will get 14X equals 100X. If I multiply by 100 minus 2,150 multiplied by 100 will give 215,000. If I subtract 14 from 100, I will get 86. So 86X equals 215,000. Okay, divide 215,000 by 86. What do I get? 1,000? 2,500. Okay, it will be 2,500. Now, does it make sense now that the cost price is more than the selling price? Yes. Okay. Previously in the answer, you, here you have cost price which is less than the selling price, which is not supposed to be. Okay. Then you subtract 2,150 from 2,500, and that will give you the loss. Note also, you actually don't have to go through all that formula to work out the selling price. You can use the idea of decreasing here. 2,150 is the selling price. If it's 14% loss, then it means 14% has been taken off the cost price to give you the selling price. And you just subtract 14% from 100%, and you get 86%. And you just say 86% of the cost price will give 2,150. And when you do, you will end up with the same step here. 86x equals 215,000. And you get x is equal to 2,500. Okay, so for this one, the cost price is 2,500. The selling price will be 350. Sorry, the loss will be 350 kina, which represents 14%. Is it clear? Okay. Any other questions apart from letter I? No? Okay, we move on. Rita, you are going to answer number 2. Adila buys 1,500 articles for 600 kina and sells them at 75 toya each. Find his total profit.
Total profit 525 kina.
525 kina is correct. Esther, express the total profit above as a percentage of the cost price.
87.5%.
Good, 87.5%. Number 4.
1,875 kina.
1,875 kina is correct. Nowadays, you cannot buy a car for 1,875 kina. That was then. George, number 5.
2 kina 69 toya.
2 kina 69 toya. You all agree? Yes. Number 6. Andrew.
1 kina 60.
1 kina 60 is correct also. Okay, any questions? 6. Okay, a wholesaler sells to a retailer at a 15% profit. And then the retailer sells to the public at 20% profit. If the wholesaler sells to the public at 30% profit, how much does a member of the public save if he buys the article from the wholesaler for 26 kina? Okay, 26 kina is what the public, what somebody in the public, will pay, buy the article from the wholesaler. So to find you have to use that to find the cost price the wholesaler paid for the article. Because the wholesaler will add profit onto his cost price that will give him the selling price, and then he sells that, the selling price includes that 15% profit. Clear? So you have to say, let X be the wholesaler's cost price. Good. Okay. The selling price of the wholesaler to the public, or his selling price, is actually 26 kina. So wholesaler selling price is 26 kina. So what am I going to do to find the wholesaler's cost price? How much does the wholesaler, what percentage does the wholesaler charge to the public? 30%. So remember what I said? I said profit is just like increasing a value. Okay, so you can use that idea. 30%, I can add it on to 100%. And I can say 130% of what? Of 26 kina? Should I say 130% of 26 kina? No, because 26 kina is the selling price. It's always a percentage of the cost price. You always add profit to the cost price, never to the selling price. So I'm saying 130% of X equals 26 kina. If you don't understand this, you can also say this. Okay, there is a cost price. I have to add 30% of the cost price, which is profit. Remember, cost price plus profit will give selling price. So cost price plus 30% of the cost price because it's always a percentage of the cost price that you add to give you the selling price. It will be equal to the selling price, which is 26 kina. Now, if you do that, if you get the lowest common multiple of this, you will get 100. This will become 100. 100x plus 30x will give 130. So in a way, this is a shorter way of working it out. So is that understood? So 130% of x equals 26 kina. I get 13x equals 260, and x is equal to 20. Now this 20 kina is what? The wholesaler's cost price. Okay. He sells to the retailer at 15%. So 115% of his cost price now, which is 20 kina, will be equal to what? 20? Are you sure? Okay. That means he sold to the retailer the same article that he sold to the public for 26 kina. He sold it to the retailer at 23 kina. But if the public bought it from the retailer will then add 20% on what he paid for the article. So we are now going to add 20% profit to 23 kina because it says here the retailer sells to the public at 20%. So we are going to say 120% of 23 kina, which is 27 kina, 60 toya. Which means the public will save 1 kina 60. You subtract this 26 kina from 2760, that will give you 1 kina 60. So the public will save 1 kina 60 if he bought it straight from the wholesaler. So it's actually better to go to the wholesaler than to go to the supermarket if you want to buy something cheap. Is that the only question? Okay, I just remember the mistake that I found in this type of question is that students tend to find the percentage of the selling price and then they subtract to get the cost price. It doesn't work that way because it's always a percentage of the original price. Okay. The next thing we are going to look at is simple interest. What do you think simple interest is? Anyone? I know you got introduced to this in grade 10. Any idea? No. Okay, if I invested 5,000 kina in BSP, okay, if I invested 5,000 kina at BSP and they told me that we are going to give you interest on 5,000 kina of 2%, okay, 2% per year, which is usually per annum, okay, and they tell me how much I am going to get after 10 years. Okay, simple interest is the amount of money that I will get after 10 years when I've deposited 5,000 kina in the bank. Now, we are going to look at what is called compound interest, and you will have to know the difference. Now, simple interest is what happens is that they calculate, if, for instance, in this case, they calculate 2% of 5,000 kina, and they multiply it by 10, and that's what they will add to my 5,000 kina. It's not much. Try and check. 1,000. So after 10 years, so many years, I will only get 6,000 kina. That's peanuts. Now, you compare that to if I made a loan of 5,000 kina. What they will do, they will actually use a different type of interest for me to pay, and that's compound interest, which means they will change the principal every year. They will change the amount of money. They will actually add the interest after every year. And then the principal changes, the amount changes, and then I will actually pay a lot more. Whereas if they want to give me interest, the only interest that they charge, that they will give me is simple interest. That's why it's called simple interest, because it's not plenty of money. So I'm someone who's very scared of making loans. I might die and leave so much debt behind. Okay. So I hope I've explained simple interest. They get a percentage of what you have invested, and then they multiply it by the number of years you want it in the bank, and if you want to get it out, they add that. But the principal remains the same for how many years it is there. They don't change it. So they always get a percentage of that and multiply by the number of years. Okay, so the formula for simple interest is I equals P R T. And R is usually, P is the principal, which is the initial amount invested. They actually never charge simple interest on loans that you make, because they know that they will not make enough money. They always charge compound interest. Okay, principal is the initial amount invested. R is the rate, and it's always SA, percentage. So R is always over 100. What I do is, people actually say that you're not supposed to divide by 100, but because I want to remind myself, usually I always put this one over 100 because it's R over 100, but you shouldn't. It's just that because sometimes you tend to just write the number forgetting that it should be over 100. So you can either write that, but remember that R is always over 100, or as a reminder, you can put 100. Okay, T is the amount of time is made. I'll just explain. Maybe I'm putting it in a funny way. Okay, usually it's the number of years. Okay, it's the number of years you want the investment to be in the bank for. Now, it depends on how often the interest is calculated. So sometimes it's also the number of periods the investment is there for. So like if it is calculated every 6 months, then T will not be 1. It will have to be 2 for every year. Okay. I represents the interest. So if you have a look at the exercise, The first lot of questions are asking you work out the amount of simple interest for each of the following. All you have to do is use the formula. But you can rearrange this formula and make either P, R, or T the subject of the formula. So if you are asked to find the value for T, what would it be? The value for T? I over PR. Don't forget, R is always divided by 100. So what I do is, I say 100I over PR. Just so that I don't forget that R is divided by 100. Okay then, so see if you can do question 1C. Quickly, as an example. We have to work out the amount of simple interest when 2,000 kina is invested for 7 years at 14% per year. I don't know, is the answer 2060? No? 1,960, oh yeah. 2 nines are 18 plus 1, 19. Okay, 1,960. Okay, you're going to do another example, letter F. Quick, this time you are going to calculate the value for T, the length of time the investment is made for. So letter F. Four years? One more. Now you have to find the rate percent per year. Letter I. 10%. Okay, those are the same questions on your worksheet. They're exactly the same. Okay, then for homework, you are going to complete question 1, that means A, B, question 2, D, E, question 3, G and H, and question 4 where you have to calculate the principal, J, K, and L. Sorry, J, K, it says I, it's supposed to be L, it doesn't matter. Okay, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10. All right, the key word to the pilot teacher is interest. So stand up, please. Good afternoon, class. Thank you.